Good morning. I'm Jim. This is Jim's Little Boat, and I'm here today to share with you some information you really don't need. I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for the transom of your Catalina 22. And you really don't need to know this unless you would like to build a form-fitting support for the transom area of your Catalina 22. Then it would be very useful. So if you do want to build a stand that conforms to the transom of your Catalina 22, there's an easy way to do it, and that's just put a piece of cardboard up there and trace out the pattern of the transom. Now, you want to leave some space down here, and so we have datum lines, but if your boat's not there, you can use the information I'm going to give you today to make a pattern so that you'll have the transom stand ready when the boat gets home. So first thing to notice is I drew a baseline, doesn't matter where you draw it, and I stuck the cardboard up there and I traced it. You only have to trace half, and we have some datum lines. You notice A is actually only 1/4 of an inch from B. And then B, it's an inch to C, and C an inch to D, and so on, 1 inch increments. We went right across. And then we measured all of the verticals in millimeters, simply because millimeters was more accurate and a more appropriate unit of measurement. Otherwise, you'd be dealing with 32nds of inches. So inches across the bottom, millimeters across the top, and you have captured the whole shape. Brought that back into the shop, and I actually used a sander to ferret in, and I kept putting it on the transom until it was pretty darn correct. It's a little flat right there, but otherwise it matches the transom perfectly. And so then we used the cardboard traced onto the OSB to make the actual pattern. So if your boat is there at home, you can do this by just tracing. But if your boat's far away and you want to bring it home, then this pattern, and these would be a table of offsets, of course, if I were to put them in offset form. So what I'm going to do, in case you want to make this, is I'm going to lay this down on the workbench and slowly pan across so you can copy the measurements in millimeters and transfer it to whatever medium you want to use. And then when that was all done, I took this pattern and I traced it onto the 2x12 that holds up the boat and cut it out, got it close with a reciprocating saw, and then I fine-tuned it with the belt sander. And then I threw some carpet on top, and boy, golly, it just matches pretty darn well. So that's all I've got for you today. Like I said, I will take this and slowly pan across so you can copy the measurements if you want to make one of your own. So A is the edge of the cardboard. It's right here. It's 125 millimeters. B goes over the 1/4 where it's 126, and then from then on, the increments are inches. So C was 127, D was 130, E was 134, and then it starts to move up in increments of 3 millimeters. 137, 140, 144, 148, 152, 155, 159. The pitch starts to increase, 162, 167, 174, 184, 190, 195, 202, 208, 215, and 222, and then you have captured the entire shape. Let's focus a little better here, shall we? And then you've captured the entire shape of the transom. Now you can go cut your beam.